Hello and welcome to another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. Joining me in studio today in his 21st season of calling NBA action, Matt Pinto, and 15-year NBA veteran Grant Long. Guys, the Thunder in their final stretch here heading into All-Star break. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you think they need to do in these next couple games to finish strong?
Well, with 3 games left before the All-Star break, I'd like to see this team step up and play winning basketball. They've done that for the most part, but I'm thinking about that Memphis game. I think they are going to think about that later in the season and say that's one that got away. They have an opportunity to take care of business before the All-Star break again.
Yeah, I'm just struck by the fact that the 9-man rotation is intact and really contributing. The game in Utah really comes to mind for me, where the bench literally bailed out a sluggish start by the starters and really fueled what we saw that team do on the road. And I like the fact that the 9-man rotation is solid right now going into the break.
Well, certainly very few teams get to say they have 2 All-Stars on their roster, but Thunder fans get to watch these guys every night. KD and Russell representing OKC in this year's All-Star game in LA. And for Russell, a special debut as he gets to make his first All-Star appearance in his hometown.
We go out there and represent our organization and our city and our fans, and it should be fun. It's truly a blessing to be able to be chose to be put on that team, and I'm very thankful to be on that team.
Quite an accomplishment for Russell in just his 3rd season, and what a year it's been for him. But all these guys making the All-Star team, I mean, it has been fabulous. A great lineup this year.
Well, Russell is the only player in the league averaging more than 22 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, and he's nearly at 2 steals as well. Clearly all-star numbers. And Grant, I think the thing that's exciting for fans is to see the electricity he's going to bring, and a lot of the first-timers, Blake Griffin as well, bring an element of excitement to this game.
I agree with you totally, and I like the fact that Russell Westbrook is going to represent this city, Oklahoma City. He's no finer person to do it than Russell. I also like to say that the combination of things that happened for Russell over the summer, playing with the USA team, getting into the season, showing that leadership with this ball club at the point guard position, all of these things for Russell, I think he continues to improve every game and every practice, and this is a big-time reward for that improvement.
Like you said, not easy to maintain that level of play. And on top of the All-Star game, we will also get to see Durant in the 3-point shooting contest. What a field it is joining him, defending champ Paul Pierce, his teammate Ray Allen, amongst others. Kevin's sure to hold his own, though, shooting 35% right now from behind the arc, and definitely a rhythm shooter, right, guys? And, you know, we see him once he starts to get in that rhythm during one after the other. So this should play to his favor, don't you think?
Yeah, I think his shooting percentage during the regular season is irrelevant in this contest, Grant. It's all about getting into the rhythm Kelly's talking about, and this guy's really competitive. He's got back-to-back horse titles in this sort of a competition. I'm not sure I'd bet against him.
Everybody seems to talk about this rhythm thing, and I think the shot itself, obviously Kevin Durant has a smooth stroke, but the thing about it, what you have to understand is you're taking that ball off the rack. That's the rhythm that you have to get into. Nobody's passing you a solid chest pass right in the numbers, and you just go up for the shot. You've got to reach over, take the ball out of the rack, and then eye the basket once again. That's very difficult to do.
And you got to make sure you cha-ching the money ball. The last ball on every rack.
You'll be on call.
I can see you making those calls. Well, Kevin, along with the rest of us, I think really impressed with the Thunder's reserves right now. After the Utah game, KD told me he feels like they have one of the best second units in the league. Those guys playing very confident, bringing a lot of energy to the floor. And in that matchup with the Jazz, outscored their bench 33-16. No doubt the difference in that game.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, as coaches would like to say, when they bring in their reserves, they want them to change the complexity of the game. And that's what this team has done for Scott Brooks. This reserve unit comes in defensively, they add something. Nick Collison takes the charges. Serge Ibaka patrols the airways, blocking shots up above the rim, and then they score the basketball. They share it on the half court offensively. They understand who's going to get shots. James Harden will spot up on the perimeter. He also becomes a playmaker with the basketball. So that second unit that comes in, they have an identity, and I think they impact the game, and that's something that really pleases Scott Brooks.
And that stabilizing force for the second unit is Eric Maynor. Let's not discount the contribution he makes, and he hasn't missed a game. He is absolutely reliable. That makes a big difference for that reserve core.
And when we talk about Utah, some big news for the Jazz coming out of that area.
Could it be bigger? I mean, Jerry Sloan has been doing what he does for 23 years in Salt Lake City. He is stepping aside as head coach. He's taking Phil Johnson as chief assistant with him. And Grant, I don't know about you, but it's a travesty he's never been named coach of the year. year, to me, he has defined what Jazz basketball is all about.
Absolutely, and this is, like you said, Matt, a travesty in NBA basketball, because this is a coach I believe is good for the sport. He stands for something. You know his integrity is unquestionable, is not questionable at all. And you see a guy like Jerry Sloan, you talked about him not having won Coach of the Year. There's coaches that have been hired, won Coach of the Year, fired again, and then hired again, and they've won Coach of the Year probably twice. And Jerry Sloan is still a Utah Jazz coach. So what he's been able to accomplish over his 23 seasons has been remarkable. I don't think it'll ever be done again. I don't think any coach will have that kind of tenure again. But Jerry Sloan, again, one of those sad situations you hate to see happen to a very good guy.
Yeah, Coach Sloan at the helm for 23 seasons. Certainly a guy I know we'll all kind of miss seeing there on the sidelines at Utah.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
I was fortunate enough to be taught how to play at an early age and a lot of the subtleties of the game.
And later.
Go blue, blue. No, blue here, not the button. But, all right.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
Thunder TV play-by-play announcer Brian Davis joining us now. And Brian, we were just talking about Coach Jerry Sloan, and I know your guys' relationship goes way back.
Yeah, all the way to Chicago, as a matter of fact, so a very long time, maybe more years than I care to admit, Kelly. But I'll tell you one thing about Jerry Sloan. The man is absolutely unsentimental. I mean, he's true blue, great man, but when it was his time to go, it was his time to go whenever that day arrived. And I know also this, that he's got a collection of about 100 John Deere tractors waiting for him in a barn in McLeansburg, Illinois. And he just told me last year that when he retired, he would start working on fixing them up. So now's the time.
Well, we certainly wish him the best. Now, we talk a lot about unselfish play with this Thunder team, and just in the last back-to-back road trip, these guys combined for 52 assists. You can't help but not like those numbers.
Yeah, over the last 15 games now, the Thunder is averaging, Grant, nearly 23 assists, and we talk about it all the time during game broadcasts. When bodies move and the ball moves and you pull the other guy apart, good things happen.
And you know what? And one big key to having the ball move around and find open men was spacing. And I think that's what's been important over the last few games. The spacing for the Thunder, they've held their spacing. Sometimes you can, as an offensive player, try to creep in and get to that open area, but it's important against the defense to hold your spacing, and that way you stretch out that defense so they have a longer distance to travel to get back to an open shot. And I think the Thunder players have done a terrific job of holding their spacing off of the penetration by Westbrook or whether Harden or Maynard.
And Kelly, I don't think it's any coincidence that the rise that we've seen in the Thunder's three-point shooting coincides with that as well, because guys are getting open looks and more time to shoot.
You speak of those three-point shots. We've seen some guys knock down some big ones, and specifically Jeff Green. And the Thunder certainly likes having him back on track, feeling good offensively. Jeff is shooting 50% from the field over the last 8 games and looks to have his confidence back intact.
Green picking and popping and scoring. Jeff backing down, grinding. Sweeps to the middle, left-hand hooks and gets the roll.
Jeff fought back. He had a tough stretch there, but he fought back.
I'm never going to get down on myself. I'm going to continue to play hard.
Green, no hesitation, scoops and scores from 3.
I make sure my confidence stays high. I have a lot of faith in my game.
To Westbrook up the middle, alley-oop backdoor. Green ties it with a two-hand rim-rocking delivery.
We have to have Jeff play well for us to be successful.
I had to get back to the drawing board as far as my form, my rhythm, and just get back to the drawing board. And as of late, things were going well for me.
And it's great when you have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant combining for 70 or 75 or 80 points in the game. But the bottom line is teams that win on a consistent basis have a third reliable scorer.
And that is Jeff Green. When he comes to the game, he's consistent like we've seen him be over the last 4 or 5 games. It adds an offensive punch to this ball club that they have not seen. Jeff Green gets it going from the outside and plays strong physical basketball on the inside. He's probably the most versatile player on the ball club in that he's able to go inside, handle the basketball on the perimeter as well.
The other thing I think probably works to Jeff's advantage is we've seen Kevin Durant's emergence, particularly on the defensive glass, and show Jeff is able to play a different sort of game, and maybe the game he's allowed to play right now is more to his strengths overall.
Absolutely. Well, another guy we always like talking about is Nick Collison, very much one of the vocal leaders of that reserve group we talked about earlier, and Nick has always been a natural leader, a show-by-example type guy. His toughness and consistency is what he's known for in the NBA, and those traits were part of his game even back to his high school days in Iowa. Chris Silva has more in this month's Thunder Magazine cover story.
Nick Collison isn't flashy.
Nick floors it. Kicks corner right to Green. Catch and shoot 3 by Jeff. Cha-ching, a Thunder money ball. Nick Collison, playmaker. How about that?
He doesn't provide jaw-dropping highlights either.
Shuttles low to Collison. Backing west. Settles for a fadeaway 7-footer in the lane, and he rips the cords.
Nick is a cerebral player. He plays the game at a high level, basketball IQ-wise.
Nick has found himself a niche doing the dirty work. But if you ask him, it's more about survival.
It's what I have to do to play here, I think. If I was trying to be flashy and make athletic plays, I'm not that type of athlete, so I need to find other ways to help the team win, and doing a lot of things that are perceived as little things, but at the end of the day, you're trying to win the game and you're trying to help out on as many possessions as you can.
His style of play is simply a product of his teaching. Nick grew up in the gym with his dad, a high school basketball coach. It's his dad's teachings that have stuck with Nick and echo throughout his game today.
I was fortunate enough to be taught how to play at an early age and a lot of the subtleties of the game, and I feel fortunate that I was taught to play in a way where everything you do out there is to try to win the game.
Nick has dealt with a lot over his 7-year career. He's battled injury, suffered through losing seasons, and enjoyed some winning seasons too. All those experiences have helped mold Nick into a respected leader of this young Thunder team.
It's about trying to win the game, and if there's something I feel like I can say to help us out or help another guy out and put us in a better position to win, I'm going to say it. And it's good to be a guy that's been able to last and have experience, and I'm able to see some of those things I can help.
And you can read Chris's full story on Nick in the upcoming edition of Thunder Magazine. Copies will be available in the Thunder Shop starting Tuesday, February 15th.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Oh, they love it. That's like the most competitive thing we do every day, and you just know that there's going to be enthusiasm and competition and trash talking, so it's fun.
Welcome back to Thunder Insider.
Free throw shooting, obviously a fundamental part of the game, right? And an area that is worked on every day in every basketball level. The Thunder very aware of the importance of this category and definitely cashing in at the line, shooting 83%. Achieving those results, of course, takes practice, and when you mix in some friendly competition, you have the Thunder's recipe for success.
Well, after every practice and shoot around, we will have a free throw shooting game. It's just a simple game up to 21. You make it, and it's a swish. It's 2 points. If you just make it and hit rim or backboard, it's 1 point. If you miss it, it's 0, and you go to 21. Each player gets 2 shots each.
Bragging rights. We have bragging rights in the locker room, on the road, about everything. So I won last month, and hopefully I keep it going. You know, I beat some good competition. I lost a few, but I beat some good guys. So, you know, I go in the locker room and brag here and there.
Oh, they love it. That's like the most competitive thing we do every day, and you just know that there's going to be enthusiasm and competition and trash talking, so it's fun. It's fun for me to sit back and enjoy all the guys' relationships that they have with each other.
Can you beat them all?
I've been challenged twice, and I will say that I won both of my challenges. I haven't been challenged since.
Well, you know, it goes beyond the fact that this team is #1 in the league in free throw percentage, and that's going to win you some games in the clutch. It also, consider that the Thunder has played 9 games in which they've shot below 40%. Usually you lose those games, but the Thunder, because they've been able to get to the free throw line, they're 5-4 in those games.
Well, I think what's been impressive, everybody talks about the high percentage that the team shoots, but they're shooting nearly 30 free throws a game, and I think that's what's sweet about this thing. A lot of teams will shoot a high percentage, but they don't shoot the volume free throws that the Thunder players shoot. And I think, again, that's what's been impressive, that concentration to make those free throws nearly 30 a game.
There are a half a dozen teams in the NBA that have not even attempted as many free throws as the Thunder has made.
Well, they have fun with it in practice, and it's certainly coming over to the court and working out for them. Free throw shooting also has a little bit of a home court advantage to it as well. As opposing teams have experienced at the Oklahoma City Arena, the uncontested shot can be quite a challenge.
We have Thunder Sticks, where we try to distract the other opponents doing free throws. We'll either bang them together, or we'll sway them side to side, or we'll go in one direction. It has worked a couple times.
Our fans tried to will the game. I mean, they tried to will us to victory.
His free throw here is no good.
Where we had nothing going for us, they didn't give up, and they sparked us. It was as loud as a crowd can get.
Anderson's first is on the way, no good.
Yeah, we noticed. You know, my usual seat is towards the basket by our bench. So I see a guy with no shirt on, painted, different people with costumes, so we notice it. It's pretty funny, and you know, hopefully it distracts the opposing team when they shoot.
As Martin misses the free throw, he's kind of having some fun with the fan in the back behind the basket.
If you think about it, you really don't see too many crazy characters like that, especially that close to the court. So, you know, we have a unique fan base here that gives us an advantage.
We have the best fans ever. We really do.
Certainly some distracting characters, but from free throw shooting to defense, every aspect of the game takes physical conditioning. And this week, Serge Ibaka and Nenad Krstić were in the community working with kids to encourage them to eat healthy and stay fit.
I'm just going to show you first time, and then you just follow me.
We're at the Thunder Fit Clinic today here at the Caps Middle School. We have Serge Ibaka and Nenad Krstić out here today.
Nice, go easy, easy, easy.
We help the kids on dribbling, working with the basics, dribbling with your fingertips, keeping the ball low, keeping it out in front of you, and keeping your head up.
But I'm more like about defensive stance, slides, and all the basic stuff. Let's go. Right, left, right, push, up, down, up.
Well, it's not every day that you get to play with an NBA superstar like Serge or Nenad, so it's just very exciting for these kids.
Oh yeah, good finish.
Being able to be around the players and being able to talk to them is not something they get to do every day.
Oh!
They are very big. And I wonder if I grow up, could I be able to dunk over them?
I think the kids, they are having a lot of fun and they're doing well, you know. Let's do it really hard, man. As quick as you can.
They don't get this kind of experience every day, and that's a big thing that they really appreciate.
They're doing good. They pick up stuff really quick, and I think they're doing good.
Thunder! Thunder!
One more.
Thunder!
Good job. Good job.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Camera 3, give me Durant. Ready, blue. Run, let's get that second angle. Blue, 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 blue. Now let's get that replay back up. Ready on red. Red rum, and go red.
Welcome back, Thunder fans. Don't forget there isn't much time left to participate in our Watch and Win contest for a chance to win a trip to Orlando or get tickets to an upcoming home game. Go to thunder.nba.com and enter the code 7444 or text the code to 68278 for your chance to win. A big part of the Thunder game experience is capturing the excitement of Thunder basketball, and this week in Stealing the Mic, Steely goes behind the scenes to help catch some of those great Thunder moments.
I'm your man. I'm fired up, ready to learn this gig, and I'm ready to come through for you.
Well, you know, I'm a little concerned here, but, you know, we take a lot of pride in our show, so I need nothing less than your A game. Let's get this show started here.
All right, Captain, I'm here to follow orders.
All right. Camera 3, give me Durant. Ready, blue. Run, let's get that second angle. Blue, 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 blue. Now let's get that replay back up. Ready on red.
Red rum.
And go red.
This is like following Peyton Manning on an audible. Jiminy Christmas.
Go blue. Blue. No, blue here, not the button.
All right.
Ready, one. Ready, two. Ready, three. 4, pick up some fans. Ready, 1, go 1. Ready, 2. Ready, 3. 4. No, 4. Not 4. We're black.
Oh my. This is stressful.
This is the NBA. This is the big boys.
That's very difficult.
I'm gonna have you go run camera.
Is camera difficult?
Just gotta keep up. Just listen to my cues, okay?
Yep. Hey, you guys, can you tell me where the floor is, please? Quickly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, serious.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Let's go.
Work down this way. Go.
Steely, give me a shot of Durant.
I got KD. I have KD right here.
Okay, 4. Steely, now you're gonna give me a shot of the coach.
I got the shot.
All right, good, nice.
Thunder Girl cutaway.
All right, Steely, enough of the Thunder Girls. I got enough of that, all right? Enough of the Thunder Girls. All right, 4, I need you. Where's 4?
Come on through, sir.
Steely. 2, do you see Steely? Has anybody found Steely yet?
You see that pick by Collison?
What? Okay.
I think
like the offense is doing a pretty good job tonight, I think.
What the heck is he doing?
These are good seats over here, you know.
Really?
You guys, this is good.
Steely, put the popcorn down.
I gotta go. They want me to get a shot.
Get back to work. Let's go.
Sorry, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. No, I'm losing everything. Here we go, right here. This is the shot I'm talking about, behind the scenes. Thunder Girls! Yo, ladies! Ladies! Hey, Carmen, what's up?
Oh my God. I can't believe it's you. What do you want? What do you want?
This press pass right here, all access, non-restricted. I want to try and get some behind-the-scenes footage here.
Okay, let me stop you here. I just have one thing to say. I have 911 on my speed dial, and this is no joke.
All right. Jeez, okay, I'm trying here, I'm trying.
Steely, man, always trying to find his way into that Thunder Girl locker room.
Rule number one, and I apply it every time he's in the building. I see Mike Steely coming my way, I turn around and I go the other way because nothing good can be coming to that.
Well, I've discovered the command to get Mike Steely to go the other direction. 911. Gets him moving.
That's right. Carmen, she meant business when she told him that. And of course, gotta love the Peyton Manning reference. Gotta love it.
Of course you would.
Well, thanks again for joining us here at our Oklahoman studio for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. We'll see you here again next week with more on Thunder basketball.